FamOver.
Fam, what's good? What's good? It's your boy Thou, FamOver TV. I appreciate everybody tapping into the channel, showing love, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, stopping by, whatever you're doing. I appreciate it. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is always advised. Salute to everybody on this good Wednesday. Hope everybody feeling real good, good energy around, good love around. We got some good content to check out today for sure. Every day is something new, y'all. Every day we learning something new for sure. Midwest was good. DJ, Red Cap, what up, fam? Much love, fam. We gotta wait for a few people to fall in. Then we'll get started, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe on your way in. Like y'all been hearing the stories about the lady that got kidnapped, allegedly. Weird story, super weird. I just watched the video. I just saw that I guess they arrested her daughter. So I guess her daughter might have something to do with it or something. I don't know, man. But it's a crazy, weird story for sure. We go definitely look into that. I think her name was like Nancy Guthrie or something like that. We got some videos on it. We go check it out. It's crazy. Angela, the doll, the boss lady, what's good? How y'all feeling out there? DJ, you touched down out here in this Veve? You all settled in? Good to go? Bang Boogie, what up, fam? Wait for a few more people to fall in, then we'll go ahead and get into it, y'all. It's crazy. It's crazy. More and more stories, too. More and more information been coming out about that Epstein situation, too. A lot more. I seen they just did a press conference. They came out. They said Trizzy was an informant, y'all. They said Trizzy told on Epstein, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he was, but they said, I guess it's a witness that said something about, they said Trizzy kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago or something. And Trizzy was at a party and I guess it was like little girls there. And then afterwards he was like, man, he went and snitched on him and everything and told the authorities, like, I'm glad y'all finna go ahead and stop him because he going too crazy or whatever. But we gonna look into that. We got some videos on that too. I'm like, man. Trizzy out here riding too. For real, for real. We got some people in here. Let's go ahead and get it started, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's get into this content.
He don't believe that Nancy Guthrie was taken at all, is what he said. Roll the clip.
I don't think she was kidnapped. We would have heard. Listen, there would have been a video. There would have been a photograph. There would have been something. A lock of hair, a drop of blood, something mailed to somebody so they could verify, yes, in fact, these people have my mother. Kidnappers want to get paid quickly. They don't want this thing to linger. If you're negotiating with another drug dealer in South America somewhere, it could go on for a few weeks, a month, until they get bored and decide this is not worth it. And it's either pay up or we're going to kill this person. And it's always a negotiation, right? The first figure they throw out is never what actually gets paid, like any good business deal.
This lady right here, Nancy Guthrie, y'all, she had just got allegedly kidnapped like about 10, 11 days ago, like the beginning of February. I think it happened over there in like Arizona by Tucson or something. And like they didn't have no information on everything. Then they said they started getting letters or some ransom letters that people wanted to get paid in Bitcoin. They ain't got no suspects. But today I seen some videos. I guess they end up arresting her daughter and confiscating her car and all that and stuff. So maybe her daughter must have had her hands in on it or something, trying to get some money. I don't know. But it's a crazy story. Big Ant, Solo, what's up, y'all?
There's going to be a negotiation, but it's going to be a fast and hard one. And There's been no negotiations. No one's called up and said, hey, where's my money? That hasn't happened. For the simple reason is nobody's kidnapped her, I don't think. If you're a good kidnapper, you're going to grab the medication on the way out the door because you're going to have to take care of her. You're going to have to keep her alive and healthy, right? So it shows a total lack of planning. The total lack of forensic evidence of anyone being in that house, of grabbing her, is another clue that she wasn't kidnapped. You know, you walk in somewhere, you're going to leave something. I don't care who you are. You're going to leave some DNA, some footprints, some fingerprints, blood if anyone gets cut on glass or whatever. You know, listen, the FBI is great at crime scene processing. They've been processing this thing for, what, 6, 7, 8 days now. They've got nothing. If they had something, we'd have heard about it. The problem was it became public very quickly. And my guess is the Russians or Nigerians said, oh, hey, here's an opportunity to make a few dollars. We don't have a body. We don't have proof of anything. We're just going to hope that they panic and pay us. I don't think anybody in position of authority believes she's alive at this point. And no one wants to say it publicly. This is the problem, right? You know, listen, when you see the FBI on the roof a week later and helicopters have been filming that roof for nonstop for 7 days, we're reaching. They got nothing else to do. They've got nothing left. And someone said, hey, get up on the roof, take a look again. Yeah, they've got nothing.
Yeah, this shit crazy. But my thing is, if her daughter did have something to do with it and they trying to get some money, like some ransom money, who they think finna like pay the ransom? Like who you think the government finna come up with this money or who do they expect to get the ransom money from? Like, I don't understand that part. ATX, what up? Buddha, GLC, what up, y'all?
Got no film. They got no evidence that she was taken by anybody at this point, other than some hokey ransom letters, which aren't saying anything except send us money to this untraceable account. I think, unfortunately, it's going to end badly. Mrs. Guthrie is probably going to be found deceased somewhere. I doubt she walked off and someone picked her up and they're eating tea and cupcakes somewhere in Arizona area. I very much doubt it. I mean, she has medical issues. I think if she was taken, we'd pretty much know for sure at this point she was really taken.
I agree with a lot of what he said. Just so you guys know, some of the things I don't agree. I think they have more evidence and know more than what we think. But I do agree on a lot of what he said. I said this on television the other day. The ransom thing is just super bizarre. If you want to do this, you want to get paid. You don't want to do this just because you're to be cool. Unless you're trying to take her and take her mother's life to prove a point to the world. That's a very different scenario than a ransom. If you want to do a ransom, you're gonna do it with somebody that's local, that don't have that big of a platform that you can throw the money at and say, look, we'll drop her off here. You don't want the attention from the government, the president, everybody in the world knowing about your case, because you're gonna get caught like that. And you don't want to get caught, you want to make money. And if you're going to do a ransom, you're going to send a ransom note to the person that you want the money from. You're not going to send it to TMZ and all these other mainstream media places where the whole world know about it. And you haven't even communicated with Savannah Guthrie. No, proof of life. If you want to make some money, you got to keep the person alive. And then you take them with no medication. But he brought up a very interesting point that I haven't thought of, is that what's the alternative of her not being taken?
Right.
And new unsealed.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. I don't know. But then it got me thinking, like, they by Tucson, Tucson right by the border, right there by Mexico. Like, I mean, could this be possibly like some cartel stuff or somebody? Like, I just don't understand it though. Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, that's a weird situation, man. Hopefully that lady is all right. You know what I'm saying? I hope her daughter them didn't have their hands in that and did something crazy, but we go see. For real. 9210 honey was good. Right. It might just be a distraction, because it is like crazy how it just came out the blue, like this story. And I think this is like the 10th, 11th day. She been missing for like 10, 11 days. Like, so it's crazy. I didn't know nothing about it till like yesterday, a couple days ago. I'm like, man, I ain't heard shit about this. It's crazy.
Court documents, it reveals that Trump was actually the one to call the FBI on Jeffrey Epstein and blow the whistle on his whole organization and things that he had going on, including his wife. And let me tell you something. We already knew this. People that already knew and listened to what Trump was telling us for years, we already knew this. We already knew when we watched the rallies that Trump was going to release the files then, because he promised that. It was a certain party that blocked them from coming out until their hand was forced. They thought Trump was going to probably have something incriminating or something that stick. And it wasn't, because everything that was in there was unvalidated. Now they had to actually see the unsealed court documents to show he was the one that called the law. Would you look at that?
This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein. Among the 3 million Epstein files released by the Department of Justice last month is a 4-page FBI report on an interview the Bureau conducted in 2019 with the man believed to be former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Ryder. Ryder and his detectives began investigating Epstein for human trafficking in 2004. According to the document, Trump called Ryder around that time and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Ryder also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. The former police chief says Trump told him to focus on Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she is evil.
Did you have any suspicions that he was molesting young women,
No, I had
underage
no
women?
idea. I had no idea.
Trump has long denied having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but Ryder says Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein.
Wait a second.
Hey, Trizzy went on and ratted on him, man. Trizzy might have been hot too. He might have had his hand. He might have did some bullshit too and tried to get ahead of the situation. Like, oh man, I'm fucking with this motherfucker. He hot. He getting investigated. I'm finna rat on him. So this can't fall back on me or something. I don't know, man. That's crazy though, man. But you know, they still gonna be like, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. He was in the files. There's so many motherfuckers in the files. All type of names in them files, man. That library, man. All type of crazy stuff, man. Everybody should be in trouble. And guess what? Ain't nothing gonna happen to nobody in the files. Crazy.
Because we never really did get an answer for what we were doing in Iraq. You know, the email happens to check out. Surely enough, back in 2002, a group of German geophysicists began making trips into modern day Iraq to map out what they believed they had discovered, which was ancient Iraq that aligned with the ancient texts of Gilgamesh. I'm going to show you this headline because I honestly, this is like unbelievable. 2 German geophysicists, one named Georg Fassbinder and Helmut Becker, they were working for the Bavarian State Conservation Office in Munich, and they began using magnetic mapping to discover the old city. And suddenly they go, wait a second, this is his tomb.
Hey, they said when we invaded Iraq, y'all, they said we actually did find the tomb of Gilgamesh. Like, I thought they was trying to, or they heard it was over there and they was trying to, you know what I'm saying, locate it or whatever. But, excuse me, they said they did find it. I mean, allegedly, I don't know, but that is crazy. I'm like, man, that's crazy. So they found like a giant tomb. It's crazy.
When exactly did they find it? We know for sure that it was sometime between May 2002 and very early 2003. They became convinced that indeed they had found the actual tomb of Gilgamesh, also,
Mike,
like I said, known as Nimrod in the Bible. This is within the exact timeline that we make a decision to invade Iraq. It's going to get even more insane. So it's February 5th, 2003. Colin Powell publicly states, rather notoriously now infamously states, that Iraq possessed weapons of mass destruction. He's holding up the anthrax. He's addressing the United Nations Security Council. Okay. Then, that quickly, next month on March 20th, 2003, we invade Iraq. The public is informed a couple of weeks thereafter, the BBC, so state arm, that Fassbinder indeed had made the discovery of Gilgamesh's tomb. And conveniently, well, guess what our boys did? They were there. They happened to make their military base at that exact location. Like, this is just incredible. Colin Powell publicly states there's weapons of mass destruction during his address, and then bam, there we are on top of Babylon. Well, what were we doing there? Other than, the obligatory mass murdering, plundering ancient Christian civilizations and structures, a million Iraqi civilians that were killed. That's a given. We just are always destroying Christian relics, but because we have to destroy history. They have to destroy history. But in retrospect, I have to say that I gotta stand for my boy Colin Powell looking into this, because I think he told the truth that they were indeed searching for weapons of mass destruction, but of a spiritual caliber, mass spiritual destruction. It is absolutely not a conspiracy. You can look us up yourself that we, like I told you, set up our military base, Camp Alpha, right on top of ancient Babylon. Our boys then began digging. They said that the reason that they chose this place was because they wanted to protect the site from looters. Except, I guess, the military guys got confused at the top. They accidentally started doing the looting. The instructions just weren't clear over there. This is actually a United Nations article published in 2009 when we had to confess our sins before the world. It reads in part, quote, Babylon was the capital city for two famous kings of antiquity, Hammurabi, who introduced one of the world's first law codes, and of course, Nebuchadnezzar. Partially excavated over the last century, much of ancient Babylon, which lies 90 kilometers south of Baghdad, remains undiscovered. Now, according to a 2005 British Museum report, the use of Babylon as a camp by a multinational force between April 2003 and December of 2004, by coalition forces is, quote, tantamount to establishing a military camp around the Great Pyramid in Egypt or the Stonehenge in Britain. Tells us later that Babylon was indeed plundered during the 2003 war, when contents from Hammurabi and Nebuchadnezzar museums and from the Babylon Library and Archive were stolen and destroyed. Oh, well, did we just go to war because we wanted to go on an archaeological dig? And we actually weren't allowed to do that because it was discovered and it belonged to people in Iraq. So they were like, weapons of mass destruction. We're going to need to go there and set up camp and do some digging. Sure enough, that's what the locals said they did. And
that's what they said it was about. They said it was like weapons of mass destruction. So we invaded them to, I guess, stop what they was doing. I guess they was trying to do some nuclear stuff. That's what they said. But now, they saying that it was really because they wanted to find this tomb of Gilgamesh. That's crazy work. Like the stuff we be hearing about and learning about, bad, like what they be doing. And they said they actually found it. Like they probably came up on all type of information, like going in that tomb and everything. Ain't no telling. Maybe some old tech or anything, man. Some energy harvesting type stuff or anything. Crazy. F-Tank Frank was good. Truth Lady, what up?
They just transported things out of there. This is from NBC News. It tells us that a senior U.S. military officer has said that he's willing to apologize for damage that his troops caused in one of Iraq's most famous ancient sites. The British Broadcasting Corp reported Friday that after the 2003 invasion of Iraq, U.S. Marines built a helicopter pad on the ruins of Babylon and filled their sandbags with archaeological.
This right here is crazy. What was going on? They said this was before they took her to Guantanamo Bay, to Gitmo or whatever, y'all. Like, what was going on with Hillary in this? Like, she was falling over and everything. Was that a clone or like what was this? KN was good. Big Flint. Blunts and real shit was good, fam. Damn. What was wrong with Hillary, y'all? What was wrong with her right there, man? Let me see how they cover it up. They don't want nobody to be recorded or see it and everything, man. This shit crazy, man. Right, August. August, her phone was malfunctioning. That's crazy. And that can be the case too, ATX. That could be too. It seemed like she was like, I don't know, like maybe something was hidden there at that time. You know, maybe she was under the influence or something, or like he said, maybe a malfunction, or it was something. Something happened, and then you could tell like they was trying. It was something that wasn't it, because if it was something medically happening at that moment, they would have went into panic like, oh, call an ambulance or something. But shit, they hurry up and shoved her in the van, like, get her in there. So couldn't nobody see it. So that was weird, man. That was weird. Shoes was good. Let's keep it going, man. For real. It's crazy. Hit that like button, y'all. Keep the algorithm jumping, man.
You know, the same terms that they use inside of these Epstein files and these emails that go back and forth talking about children, referring them to like pizza and jerky. It's all in the files for the public to see. Now, these same terms they refer to children as are the same words that these comedians be joking around about, like pizza parties. And
I'm gonna look that up.
And I mean, I know you've seen this, like Adam Sandler, The Rock, I mean, endless celebrities, Katy Perry. I mean, I can keep going. They all talk about pizza parties. Now, they could legit be talking about a pizza party, but especially after reading these Epstein files, I think they need to be investigated. Now, I love Adam Sandler. You know what I mean? But I don't think anyone should be out there playing basketball with Adam Sandler anytime soon until we understand what he means by pizza parties. I mean, these people really love pizza parties. I love pizza myself, but I mean, these people really love pizza. And these people shouldn't be walking around our streets, especially after the same words they refer to children as in Epstein files, these celebrities are using in these interviews and in the Grammys and everything. Like,
right.
They should not be allowed to walk amongst us until we find out what they really meant by pizza parties.
And we all know now. Like it's crazy because Hollywood was playing a joke all the time. Everybody talking about pizza. They putting it right in our face. They doing little comedy skits. They on late night talk shows. Like, you want some pizza? Like, everybody start laughing. Like it's funny and shit, but it's really just an inside elite circle thing. They knew what was going on. They knew what they was talking about and everything, man. Like, and for a while, I was like, man, like, you know, when all that shit was coming out, Pizzagate and everything, I was like, man, come on, man. Remember they was talking about, for years ago when everybody was saying this stuff and everything, I was one of the ones like, oh yeah, whatever. But now that is crazy. It's not a conspiracy anymore. It's in the files, everything. Like, it's proof now. And it's crazy. Like, all this stuff is coming out, man. The truth is coming, y'all. The truth is spilling out every day.
Rights to freedom of contract, freedom of association, all of that was to make up for the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. So unless these benefits are going to, you know, roughly defined, foundational black Americans, the descendants of American slaves. You've taken away the whole purpose of this. And that is exactly what's happened once we got this huge load of immigrants. Now, you know, a Thai who arrived on Wednesday will get an advantage applying to college, applying to corporations over a heterosexual white male in particular. That's the biggest hate group. But any white American. And all of the civil rights laws have been, and affirmative action and so on, have been twisted into just anti-white hatred and open, egregious discrimination. So to make the point that Kamala isn't a foundational black American, I'm always pointing out to black people, hey, have you noticed Indians are getting all the good diversity jobs? What did we do to Indians? We didn't enslave them. I mean, most of these immigrants coming in, most are from, 90% of legal immigrants are from the third world. And mostly we've just run around saving them from earthquakes and tornadoes and coups and starvation. You know, they owe us. We don't owe them. But to switch from the concept of integration and civil rights for black Americans to this BS-y diversity, it's nothing but discrimination against white people. And that point should be made not just to, as I think Trump is always thinking, oh, he's going to win the black vote. He's not going to win the black vote. You ought to do things because they're the right thing to do, not because this is an appeal to black people, like releasing criminals. He thinks he's going to get the black vote by being soft on crime. Anyway, not only to point out to black Americans that their history is being stolen by immigrants, but to remind white Americans that this whole diversity thing is just discrimination against them. You still want to vote for the Democrats?
And George Bush said it very clearly, but nobody was listening when he said, no longer will any nation stand against a world united. And with that action, he established the legal foundation in international law that the United Nations is now legally and overtly the one world government, and that the United States military forces and the other forces that were sent by other countries were established as the one world police force under the United Nations. Have you seen the new Air Force uniforms yet? Nowhere on them does it say United States or U.S. They are United Nations uniforms.
Wow.
Go look at them.
Moody, what up?
What role in the Middle East again does Israel play in this?
Israel was created as the instrument to bring about the Battle of Armageddon and the fulfillment of prophecy, a war that will be so terrible, where nuclear weapons will be used, so that the American citizens and the other people in the world will get down on their knees and beg for no more war. And what is the answer to that? They're going to be told the only way we can guarantee no more war is if we destroy the sovereignty of nations and we come together as one humanity in a one world government.
Right.
One world.
Now I'm telling you, unless the American people wake up and stop it, starting in about 1996, the Battle of Armageddon will become a reality.
The one boy. Now listen to this. I have to tell you this. Okay. So after I left the party, and the next day I smoked with Nicole, and then I get in the limousine and I leave. I get back to the Sheraton Hotel at Universal over here. There's 4 FBI agents waiting for me in the hotel room. And my mom's there, and she's like, tell them what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean tell them what happened? And I sit down with them and they all ask these super sexually exploited, you know, questions, back-sided questions. And I knew that at my age already. And I looked at all 4 of them and I said, are y'all crazy? I said, what you think I'm gonna do? Tell you that Michael did something bad so that we can sue him for money? That's what I told him. I was like, and I looked over at my mom and I was like, are you serious, Mom? I was like, what is going on here? Why are you letting this happen? Wow. And she goes, well, I think something happened, you know, I think something. I'm like, really? That man did nothing but be hospitable, kind, loving, giving, everything you could think of. We rode 4-wheelers for 5 hours, me, him, and Chris Tucker in the mountains at nighttime after his birthday party. Him and I hung out and talked pretty much.
Y'all
That's crazy. And then he lost his life after speaking out about that. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy how they tried to do Mike, man, and others. It ain't just Mike. They did others like that too, man. Like, that shit ain't right, man. That shit ain't right. And that sound like some 3-letter agency. Y'all know the blank blank A. Sound like them again. Had they hand in it or something. They went straight to the parents, about to make them say some shit. They put that narrative out there on Mike, man. That's messed up, man. Right, Isaac Cappy was on it. I've been seeing more and more Isaac Cappy videos and shit lately. And he was on it. He was exposing a lot of this stuff too. Like, and it's crazy because the people who come out and get to talking about this stuff, it's just, you see what end up happening. You see what end up happening to them when you get to exposing some of this stuff, man. Get to talking about some of this stuff. It's scary because you can potentially lose your life. You see what's been happening to people. It's crazy. And look at this. Look at this. That don't even look like Kai Cenat no more. Look at the pictures. 2 different pictures. The nose even look different. Like the one on the right look like it's a whole different nose and like whole different. This definitely look like he got cloned or something, man. That shit look crazy.
Look close. Y'all tell me what's wrong with this picture right here. Once again, like I said, I don't think there ain't nobody that they ain't touched yet. Hollywood stage, Truman Show. Once again, all actors. Tell me what y'all think.
Kai Cenat has been replaced. They do this to all the regular people who make it big. Anyone with a platform this big is either seed of the serpent or replaced by one. We are living in the end times. That's why it's so sloppy now and the veil is lifting. They aren't even trying to hide it anymore. So you can see here, these are 2 photos of Kai. And because he looks slightly different, this is a totally different person.
That's crazy.
Did anybody have alien bases on their 2026 bingo card?
They put
Hey, I think I do got a video about this, but my man, the United States Representative Tim Burchett, he said aliens could be, you know what I'm saying, allegedly. He didn't say they are, but he said they could be, like have like 5 or 6 underwater bases off the U.S. coast. I guess he don't really want to just come out and say that. But for him to even say something like that, he must have got some information or he knows something or something. And I'm not shocked, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say it's not believable, you know. It might be some alien bases underwater or something in the oceans or something, man. We've seen some of the videos and some of the people talking about UFOs flying into the water and stuff, so that'd be crazy. I feel like they just slowly but surely, they just rolling everything out to us this year, 2026. This is already February 11th, y'all. The time going by so fast, man. Like, this time is like they sped the time up like a motherfucker. They pressed the button on us.
Alien bases on their 2026 bingo card.
They put motherfucking fluoride in our water. And then I found out, you know, it was never not one study that ever said that fluoride was good for our teeth and our motherfucking bones because it's a toxic fucking chemical and could never be good for teeth or fucking bones. Bitch.
Hey, and then another thing I'm thinking about, I know we saying alien bases and everything, but just like Nudie just said, like the remnants of Atlantis, like what if it's like the Aqua people? Like I just watched a TV series talking about what is called the war between the land and sea, and it's showing how it was basically showing how like it's another civilization living underwater and everything. Like what if I know some of this stuff be sounding crazy and everything, but what if? I mean, it might be a possibility. Right, the Marine Kingdom. For real. Supreme, what up, fam?
So you see how this says nature's own 100% whole wheat? Okay, it contains wheat and soy. Okay, those are the main ingredients. Whole wheat flour, enzymes, monocalcium.
No, it's black people on that list.
monoglycerides.
I didn't look on there. It's some on there for sure.
You're eating pork and nature's.
I done seen some names on that in that library, that Epstein library. It's all type of races of people in there. But this what they doing to us. They putting pork in the bread.
Okay, it contains wheat and soy. Okay, those are the main ingredients. Whole wheat flour, enzymes, monocalcium, monoglycerides.
Monoglycerides. Wow.
Monoglycerides. Monoglycerides is pork. You're eating pork and nature's own 100% whole wheat.
That's some bullshit. Like, why they gotta put all that shit in there? Like, they don't even need all that shit. Like,
Right. So even though it says 100% whole wheat, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's pork free.
I hear you, DJ.
Where is all my conspiracy theory people at? Because, baby, guess what? We are up 1,000,000 points. We up there. We've been telling y'all this, and nobody believed it. But now, look. You know what? I'm finna play y'all something.
You know they eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true. I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood. You know, I just pray to God. I'm just going to pray to God that he opens everybody's eyes in this country.
Ain't that crazy? Excuse me. Roseanne said that a while ago. And people was talking about she losing her mind, she going crazy and everything. And then these e-files came out. This Epstein library. Anybody can go look on there. And anybody can go check out the e-library and see all the information for yourself. And from all that information, it seems to me like they are doing what she just said. It's a possibility. You know, I ain't gonna say, you know, I'm gonna say allegedly because I have to, entertainment purposes only, but man.
Children? How old are you? Only to 10.
Okay, that's good. There are people who had baby children and they were really poor. They couldn't afford food for them. So if the family's doesn't have money and they got a baby, they sometimes sell it. They eat it, do sex. They alive? Is the baby alive? No, they inject it to make it go to sleep. And then after, Papa tells us to hold a knife, and then he puts his big hand on. He pushes it into the neck, cuts it, and after, but when it's upside down, so it's like he goes like that. How does the baby become?
Now this shit right here crazy. Her and I think the other little boy that we seen on the streams a few days ago that was talking about this same situation, same stuff. I think that's her brother. But the way she's talking about this in detail and everything, like, I don't think she's making nothing up. This ain't no lie, y'all. This ain't no lie. Wizard was good. For real. Right, honey. The truthers are crazy. That's what they say. That's what they saying now.
So you get a string, hang it up, and it's upside down when it's asleep. Well, hang the baby upside down after they inject it? Yes.
Tesla factory so big. UPS plans to cut another 30,000 jobs and close more than 20 facilities in 2026. Chief Financial Officer Brian Dykes also mentioned other measures UPS is taking to reduce costs. Aside from closing facilities, he also said that more facilities could be closed in the future, as well as rolling out automation across the network. Last year, UPS cut about 34,000 operating positions, as well as stopping daily operations at 93 locations, all in the first 9 months of 2025. This announcement came during an earnings call where the company declared that they made $88.7 billion with a profit of just $7.9 billion. They also announced a second voluntary separation program that will be offered to full-time drivers that want to retire early or just quit. And I know it's sad that people are losing their job, but if you think about it from a business perspective, they only profited about 9%. So I'm sure the shareholders and investors are not happy about that. Man. And y'all know why they laying people off, right? I ain't even got to say it. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know that AI is coming in and robots and everything and those autonomous vehicles and all that type of stuff, and people are losing their jobs, man. I mean, it ain't no secret. It ain't no secret, man. Let's keep it going. Hit that like button, y'all. Keep that algorithm jumping for me. Salute to everybody in the building. It's good seeing all y'all. This shit crazy out here, man.
I'm going to show you the shocking differences between McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. Up first, this is my 339-day-old McDonald's cheeseburger.
Man, if you still eating McDonald's cheeseburgers, anything from McDonald's, man, bless your heart. I still be seeing people on TikTok doing McDonald's mukbangs, going crazy and everything, and I just be thinking in my head, like, man, y'all don't... Like, am I crazy or something? Like, y'all not seeing this? I know they make it taste good and everything, but damn, like, y'all don't understand this shit is killing people and shit crazy.
I purchased this cheeseburger in Torrington, Wyoming on March 6th of 2025, and this is the original receipt that has somehow wore out faster than the McDonald's cheeseburger itself.
Look at that.
Here's the bun. I'll show you the bottom bun really quick. This thing is spooky.
Look at that, man. I'm talking about the bun, the meat, the cheese. It ain't even molded. It's been 339 days, y'all. Like, at least it's supposed to be molded or something. Like, this how you know this shit right here is bioengineered. It tastes good, but it ain't real. He probably can keep that shit for 10 years. It won't mold.
There's the bottom bun that broke in half. Okay, that's the McDonald's cheeseburger that's 339 days old. Up next, I'll show you my Burger King cheeseburger. Now, do you see any differences here?
At least that one molded.
This thing is rotten. And it's been rotten since it was about 3 weeks old, so it's not even like it took 174 days to get this rotten. It's been like that for quite some time. That's Burger King. Up next, I'll show you my Wendy's cheeseburger. Now, this Wendy's cheeseburger is only 81 days old, and it may be the most disgusting looking of all of them. It is rotten, it is covered with green, white, and yellow mold. Wendy's, that's real food.
Elon is very mysterious in a way that somehow nobody seems to notice. One of his slogans is Ad Astra, to the stars. But you can't get to the stars using SpaceX because it's a chemical rocket company. So what the heck? He's not investing in physics. He was going to go into a physics grad school. I think he has a physics BA. So there's something very, very strange about Elon, which is that he's focused on getting to the stars. He doesn't seem to have any interest in physicists.
Baby K.
And he has a chemical rocket company. What's going on? His real space company, I think, is not SpaceX. It's XAI. It's Grok. Look at the logo for Grok. I think it's like a black hole profile. Look at its slogan, to understand the universe. I think he's given up on the corruption of science. He keeps talking about the fact that he doesn't like the term researcher. He believes only in engineers. He's constantly really running down scientists. Now, I don't think he doesn't believe in scientists. I think he thinks that science has gotten corrupted and he doesn't want to deal with it. And I think what he's doing is he's building Grok to do science in a time when humans are too corrupt to be truthful and real.
An example of a corporate mega entity that is essentially buying its time but is almost out of time right now. And when the time runs out, what we're going to find out is that not only have we been lied to about the scope of financial tyranny in our world, we have been lied to about extraterrestrials, because that technology that has already been taken in by our government includes free energy. It includes solutions to every problem that we have here on Earth. We can desalinate ocean water with very low energy yield. We can then pump that water into the deserts and literally irrigate all of the dead areas of our planet. We can completely clean up the Pacific garbage gyres, these gigantic areas of plastic that are just circling around and getting eaten by seagulls and whales and all types of marine life. We can eliminate any need for fossil fuel. We eliminate greenhouse gas emissions. There are technologies already in possession of these secret space program groups that eliminate any need for pharmaceuticals.
And I believe him. I believe him. We can do all this type of stuff, but they don't want to do it. They want to keep us. They want to keep us slow and behind and controlled. It's all about control. And I wonder if David Wilcox. I wonder if he's still out here, because you get to talking about this type of stuff. You know what they'll do.
You have pain relief technology in which you interrupt the potassium-sodium balance in the nerves. You don't need any analgesic drugs. You don't need to take any drugs at all. The only thing you would really still need to have the medical community for would be surgery. But all other types of medical illnesses can be treated by advanced technology that is already in possession of these people. That leads to longevity. That leads to life extension.
Hey, Truth Lady, you right too. I definitely need a break, but it's so hard. Like, I'm addicted to this shit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm addicted to it, man. Like, I'm addicted to going down these rabbit holes and learning more and different stuff every day. But it do get overwhelming sometimes in taking all this different information and learning about new stuff and hearing this stuff. Like, what? Like, sometimes I just be like, damn, I just got to take a deep breath. But that's why I do take some days off. That's why some days I do take a break. Like, some days I don't stream and everything, because I do get overwhelmed sometimes, man. This shit will overwhelm you for real. But that's why I always say you got to protect your peace watching these videos, for real.
If we want to become an intergalactic and interplanetary species, if we want to take the ships that are already built and use them to travel throughout the stars, we need to expand our lifespan. You're not going to be very successful if you only live for 60 or 70 years to go out on a deep space mission like that. They have the technology to dramatically enhance and extend our lifespan. They have the technology to allow us to travel through portals, to be able to go from point A to point B, even across vast numbers of light years, nearly instantaneously. We literally have all the tools in front of us right now for a Star Trek era. The only reason why we don't have it is that our planet, unfortunately, is being run by a sociopathic cabal of people who actually believe that humans are bad for the environment and they need to dramatically reduce population first before they release these technologies.
So I just want to show a quick example of one of the ways that subliminal messaging works. I'm going to play 2 sounds, and after you hear the second sound, you'll never be able to hear the first sound the same way again. The sound will actually change the way you hear something permanently. All right, so here's the first sound. So now I'm going to play the second audio, and after hearing it, you won't be able to hear the first one the same way ever again.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
Now this
Man, that's crazy. Did y'all hear that? Because after I heard it clearly, it was a sunny day and the children was going to the park, and then he played the little encrypted frequency again, and I can hear it was a sunny day and the children was going to the park. But at first I couldn't even hear it, man. That's crazy right there, man. And that's what they be doing to us through the media, through these radio waves, these frequencies. This shit crazy.
Subliminal messaging works. I'm gonna play 2 sounds, and after you hear the second sound, you'll never be able to hear the first sound the same way again. The sound will actually change the way you hear something permanently. All right, so here's the first sound. So now I'm gonna play the second audio, and after hearing it, you won't be able to hear the first one the same way ever again.
It was a sunny day and the children were going to the park.
Now, this is just a minor example of how predictive your brain is. Your own thoughts are constantly being persuaded by predictive programming. Predictive programming and programming you to normalize things through subliminal messaging. And they do this through music, TV shows, and movies, and sounds that you hear on these apps. Certain sounds that we either willingly or are forced to listen to can alter your brain and the way your thought process works. Your mind is constantly attempting to predict things. But what happens when these predictions are forced into your mind and just become programming?
I hear you, Grandma. I hear you, Truth Lady.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job, machine, robot is taking over.
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And since if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think the biggest. I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you? What's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
Man, this shit gonna be crazy. DJ, you said the machine and robots are gonna be the rich, huh? That's a possibility. Jazzy, what's good? Truthfully, you really be in a rabbit hole style, yes. Turns out that it's just not one hole, but a labyrinth, huh? Yes. Man, and it's crazy because you go down one and then you just keep on going down a different one. Every day it's a different one. Every day it's a different one. Another theory, another conspiracy, another thought, another opinion, just every day. Another rabbit hole, more information coming out. We learn more and more. We start learning more about the past and our history, and just we keep going. It's like infinity information. Like it seemed like I learned a lot, but I still haven't learned a lot. Still got a lot to go. Serious was good. Let's keep it going, man. Let's finish it up, y'all. Salute to everybody in the building.
Way more exposed. You know they're just surveilling right now. They getting our images, they uploading it to their cloud, they surveilling the
Good
hood.
free market.
This really what they be doing.
You know what that is? That ain't nothing but the
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's got to be Cali. Or the Bay. It's got to be the Bay, bro. Or LA.
I think they own something. They about right. Like these autonomous vehicles and everything with all them cameras on it and everything. It ain't just for them driving and being like a taxi service. They definitely collecting data and surveilling and doing facial recognition and riding by everything. They probably got footage and data of every square foot of the whole, wherever cities they in and driving around, they got everything.
If y'all hear them drums, start smelling them incense, know you at a Bay Area or LA flea market. I ain't never been to no LA flea markets, but anyway, these Waymo cars, right? I remember one time I had an Uber driver driving me, and he said they had to sign an NDA. This was like 2021, 2022, and he was saying they had to sign an NDA, basically on them doing the vehicles and stuff like that, right? And them not to expose the process. But what they do is the people behind the wheel, they sit behind the wheel for a few months, and they send the cars out. But now they just send these cars out. But the cameras that they have on these cars are above 4K, bro. And it can zoom in. It's like a flock camera. It's no different than a flock and Raven poles and flock cameras.
Right.
Like, this is high tech surveillance. So when you see Waymos, just know you're being recorded.
As we're entering the age of AI, we're going to have self-driving cars and trucks in 5 to 10 years. 30% of malls are going to close in the next 4 years thanks to Amazon. 2.5 million call center workers in the U.S. are going to get replaced by AI. There was a study in The Guardian that said the median African-American household net worth is going to be 0 by 2053, like in 34 years. You guys see that study?
No.
Well, yeah, you should look it up. And so why are they forecasting that African-American net worth is going to go to 0? It's because of this economic tidal wave that is coming. This economic tidal wave is going to wipe out many working class jobs. And it's going to be the equivalent of a natural disaster. And we know what happens in a natural disaster. Who suffers? Poor people who don't have the resources, people of color, and the same thing's going to happen in this.
Man, I ain't going out like that, man. This shit crazy. But everything he just said in the beginning and everything, and this was back in 2019, it already came true. We got self-driving cars. That didn't happen. Robots been taking a lot of jobs. That's been happening. Like, he was on something. Everything he was saying definitely has been happening. But this shit crazy. This shit crazy, y'all. Keeping up with all this stuff, but stay on wave, y'all. Protect your peace, man. Watching these videos, stay on wave. Take it day by day. Keep that love around. Keep that good energy around. Stay positive, man. Keep vibrating those high frequencies. In the end, somehow, some way, even with all this crazy stuff going on, we will win. Somehow, some way, man. Even with all this crazy stuff going on, man. Salute to my content management moderators, everybody in the chat. I appreciate every last one of y'all, man. Salute to y'all. This your boy Thou, FamOverTV. Peace and love, health and wealth to everybody. I'll see y'all real soon. Peace.
Fam over.